How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue. Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? I am Oscar Blue for Border Network News at America's Voice News. God bless everybody in my country of Mexico. And also God bless everybody in my city of Tijuana. And God bless the United States of America. Good morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? Got a little tickle in my throat. How's everybody doing, man? Good morning to everybody. Let's get right into the news. I was gonna take some days off. I took some days off. I've been taking some days off to take care of some stuff, and also, my job. They're quarantined right now, so apparently we're gonna go back to work next week. Apparently. Let's see how the companies react to everything, try to move back to normal. But touching on the subjects that we need to touch right now, I wanted to jump in. Possibly, and not saying possibly, I will do a live feed tonight at Super Chat, showing you images and showing you. Thank you so much, Jane Bower. Thank you so much, Karen Joe Clark. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody, that's sending me beautiful messages. Thank you. We're gonna probably do a show tonight at Super Chat to show you guys the history on this narco leader, also terrorist, also sicario, by the name of Chino Antrax. Chino Antrax. Rodrigo Gamboa, something like that is his name. And what happened, and it's really amazing. It's really amazing what happened. Jose Rodrigo Archiga Gamboa, better known as Chino Antrax. Jose Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa, better known as Chino Antrax. He is commonly referred as Chino Antrax, was a Mexican suspected drug lord, professional hitman. He got captured in 2013 and got sentenced to 86 months in prison. Really small sentence. He did his time, and now that he got out, he's a U.S. citizen. He was a U.S. citizen. He got out of his prison. He got out of prison. So when you get out of prison, when it's this aggravated crime, like the one that it's assassinations and all this stuff that they are involved with, when they are released from this, that is, this kind of crimes, they are released into a halfway house if you're a U.S. citizen, or to a camp, and then from camp, they're released into a halfway house. This guy, apparently, he had two detectives in San Diego at a halfway house that they were, actually taking care of him in a way of inspection everything that he was doing, being vigilant of where he was going and his whereabouts. He escaped from the San Diego detention of halfway house that he needed to report to. He escaped, and potentially, we already know, or to camp. He escaped, and number one place that he wanted to go back, it was to Sinaloa. Remember, Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa, Jose Rodrigo Arechiga Gamboa, better known as Chino Antrax. Everybody knows him as Chino Antrax. Really violent guy. He was a really violent guy. Leader of Sicario organization for the cartel of Sinaloa, being accused of a lot of deaths, and not only in Mexico, in South America, Central America, and also in Europe. A guy that it was, he was moving around from all parts through the cartel of Sinaloa and through one of the most biggest kingpins, that is Ismael El Mayo Zambada. that is potentially the guy that is leading right now these organizations in the country of Mexico. The guy was assassinated in ambush yesterday, and not only him, his sister also they were ambushed. Now, speculation was that agreements they didn't get to how it was supposed to get. Also, they asked for his declaration papers. Things didn't go that nicely because I know practically they're speculating that he opened his mouth too much. And it is adjustments of ajuste de cuentas, like they say, that you did something wrong, and that's the line. That's the line that you pay. And this guy, now young, in his late 30s, got assassinated. He no longer is going to be active in the narco culture over here in our country, trying to transport or traffic not only to the United States, but Europe, Asia, all the places that the cartel of Sinaloa associated with the FARC. That is why the president of the United States wants to go after, Maduro. Sinaloa is associated with the cartel, the FARC, that is the association from Colombia. All of this, all of this stuff it's too big. And Chino Antrax was one of those guys that, practically they got assignments for him, as big as assignments of, assassinations. That was, he was a hitman. He was a hitman. He had his own crew. He had a bunch of people, and he got captured in the United States, and he did his time. Those kind of people, you don't release those kind of people into population. You don't do that. When it's those kind of kingpins, those kind of individuals, you don't release them into population. That was a huge mistake by the government of the United States of America. It was a huge mistake. You don't release those kind of people into the population. Why? Imagine if he would have escaped and he would have continued to be, a fugitive in the United States or over here in our country. It is really amazing what happened, that they escaped. And I don't know who, and I got the names of the agents, and I will, as soon as we do a show later on tonight, I will, I get videos of him, as his behavior before, all the counts that he was charged, and also ultimately I would lead to, he escaped, and also who were the agents in charge. There were 2 agents in charge of him. I don't know what happened, that these agents, they fell asleep or something, and he escaped from the United States government. Wow. Wow. And a lot of them, a lot of these people that they get sentences like 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, and they go to a halfway house, or they go to a camp. They go to a camp that is first, then halfway house. They intend to escape. And it's so easy, and it has no barriers. You don't have no wall in a camp. So you can easily go out, and then, if you don't come back, the federal government tells you, I'm going after you. But with these kind of people, like these kind of individuals, you cannot sleep on it. And you cannot let these people, be around, in whatever country. These individuals are really dangerous. Really dangerous. They are big in the organizations of narcos, of kingpins, of organized crime. They're huge. They're big. They have big responsibilities, as big responsibilities. I'm saying in terms of being in charge of huge groups of people, not only in Sinaloa but also around the country. And they are in charge of being a hitman onto particular politicians, individuals that they have power. So these people hold information that really you don't want to let go. And he escaped. Speculations of agreements, of corruption with the United States officials, of a lot of things that have been going on. And it's an investigation that is going to be really profound. The government of the United States is really upset of everything that happened with the 2 agents that he escaped from in San Diego, and they're really upset on the situation on how, Mexico knew that he was in Sinaloa, but it did not do anything about it until, somebody else assassinated this guy, that it could lead to other things to think. But, the government was not putting a banner or information that this guy is on, it's on Mexican territory now. Nobody was saying nothing. Nobody. And why? Because the government of Mexico is bought right now by the cartel of Sinaloa. Sinaloa cartel is the one that is being in charge of, on paying out the president of Mexico. You guys see how President AMLO was found in a mountain, and he was shaking it was shaking his hand of AMLO's, El Chapo's mom. He was having a gathering with El Chapo's brother in the back, eating tacos. Somebody's asking, why is he being held if he's a Mexican drug lord? He was a U.S. citizen. So his crime, he did it on the United States, and he was a U.S. citizen. So as a U.S. citizen, they have, all these programs for them to do time that is camp and that is a halfway house. So Chino Antrax, assassinated in Sinaloa, got ambushed, gunshots. Not only him, he passed away, he got killed, but his sister also. He was riding with him in the co-pilot seat, and she got assassinated also. Really interesting subject, because when you dig into these kind of things, it makes you understand that there are a lot of corruption between the United States government and between the Mexican government to release these kind of individuals. It's just amazing. We, a couple of journalists over here, we were talking the other day about this yesterday, and we were talking about this, and they're like, it's amazing how they just released them into camp, and he got all the liberty to just walk out of camp and then, drive, or somebody drove him to Mexico. And in Mexico, after the government of the United States said, Chino Antrax has escaped, nobody was talking about it. Mainstream media, there was only one. They talked about it, but it was just a little segment of, 30 seconds, 25 to 30 seconds. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody. And, and now that everything has happened, everybody's talking about it. Because he got assassinated. And because the Sinaloa cartel, because the Sinaloa cartel is in charge of the government. So they are in charge of everything that goes in and everything that goes out. Practically everything in the government right now. So for everybody that is watching, probably tonight I will have an explanation on Chino Antrax. Probably, I'm not confirming. I will post something that if I'm live at YouTube for you guys to go over there. I don't know if I'm going to do it in Facebook or YouTube. If I do it on Facebook, I will say to everybody, hey, you know what, I'm going live in 10 minutes or 20 minutes to explain what happened with this particular individual, so you guys can know his background, you guys can know how he was so violent. He was extremely violent, and he didn't touch his heart for anything. And back in 2013, when he got captured, everybody, because he was really strong over here in Tijuana, and also he was really strong in Mexicali, that is another municipal city right here in the state of Baja. And everybody was like, oh my God, this guy was continuous, shooting after shootings, and then he got captured, and now he got released. We thought, the citizens right here and other journalists thought this is going to be another, bloodshed again, because this guy doesn't touch his heart, and he got assassinated. So that's the news regarding that. I'll get more material for you guys later on tonight.